Good morning, students. In our last video, we have discussed about sales book, in which we record only credit transaction. Today we will have another topic, that is purchase return book and sales return book. So first we will discuss about purchase return book. What type of entries we record into purchase return book? So purchase return book or return outward book is maintained to record the goods or material returned to the seller of goods that were purchased on credit. As in last session we have discussed that we record only those transactions which are on credit basis and are for those goods in which we are trading, not for purchase of an asset. We will not take purchase of an asset in consideration of purchase book or purchase return book. Clear? Neither the return of goods purchased on cash. If we have return of goods purchased on cash, then we will record it into the cash book, not in purchase return book. Purchase return book is only for those goods, those we sold on credit basis or purchase basis. So in purchase return book we record only those return that we purchased on credit basis. The return of an asset are recorded in this book. As I told, purchase book is only for those goods in which we are trading, not for purchase or return of an asset. The book is maintained if the return of goods is frequent, otherwise it can be recorded into the journal. Because we are maintaining the purchase return book, and purchase return book we maintain only for those goods in which we are dealing on day-to-day or weekly basis, that we call goods. On other than these any purchase of the goods, we put them into the asset, not we take as an goods are those in which we are dealing on daily or weekly basis. It can be recorded into the journal. Goods may be returned because of any of the following. When we purchase the goods, there may be some circumstances that force us to return those goods back to the seller. So what are the circumstances in what the cases when we are returning those goods back to the seller? So first is, goods are not as per the sample. Maybe we found that those goods we got from the seller that are not according to their sample. The specification of sample is not same as we purchase the goods, so there may be a little much of difference, so we can return to goods to the seller. Next thing is, goods are defective. Goods might be defective when seller sending goods to us, might be get defected in between of transit also, but that is not our responsibility, that is the responsibility of seller. Goods are not as per order. Maybe we ordered 20 units and they send only 10 units. In that case, we return whole the load, that send our whole load. We are not taking this amount of goods. So maybe goods are not according to our specification. Like if we ordered sweet biscuit and the seller send us non-sweet biscuit, so that may be not according to our order. So in that case also we can return our goods. Goods have been delivered late and the customer are refused to accept them. Maybe we having some function in our home on date of 3rd June, but for those celebration we purchased a lot of goods, but the dealer sent it on the 5th June. Now we don't have any use of those type of goods. So what we will do, we will return it. So maybe in circumstances when dealer is found to be sending late goods to us, we also able to return those goods also. So these are the few cases in which we return goods, or maybe someone return us also in case of sales. In all these cases, purchaser prepare a debit note and send it to the supplier. Debit note is a document notifying the person that a debit has been made to his account. The person for the debit is also written in the debit note. Debit note is a type of document that we send, that the seller or that we send to the seller. That is for the purpose to let them know that this is your credit balance that we are putting into your account, because now we are posting all the transaction on the computer basis in Tally software, so we have to make debit notes also. That is an intimation, or can be say an receipt to the seller also, to the buyer also, to let them know that we are we are taking this amount into your account. Now you are liable for paying this amount. A debit note is prepared when the goods is returned, and on that basis an entry is recorded in the purchase return book. So for debit note we also record that entry into our purchase return. This is the format for the debit note, that is Subiksha Megamart 1015. That is the address for the Subiksha Megamart. The debit note is for MS Nokia Instrument, that is on 10th Feb 2020. On the Nokia Instrument is from New Delhi. So they returned 50 pieces of Nokia mobile handset, that the cost of total them 2,50,000, and they already get a trade discount, so we will deduct that trade discount also, because we are not sending back to the whole amount. If we received 100 units at a cost of 1,000 rupee, and we got 10% discount, that means we paid only 9,000. But when we are returning 10% of those goods, means 10 unit that cost 100 rupees, and we will returning those 100 rupees, we need to deduct that 10% discount also from them, because we are not liable to we are the seller is not liable to return that also, because he allowed that trade discount because of the bulk of the goods. So this type of debit note we need to send to the seller need to send to the buyer. Another thing is the format of the purchase return book. This is the format, that is date, particular, debit note, ledger folio, detail, and amount. This is the same format as the purchase book. In purchase book also we have the same format, but in case of freight and other charges we added another column, that is freight and packaging charges. But in case of purchase return we will not add that one, because it is for whole goods. We will not return or deduct that cost from our goods in case of returning of goods. So now we know what to post into the purchase return book, what is debit note, why we need to prepare debit note, and what do you mean by purchase return book, what type of entries we post into the purchase return book. So we will post a few of entries into the purchase return book, so let we know what and how to post entries into the purchase return book. So first, this is the format as we have already talked about, that is purchase return book format: date, particular, debit note, ledger folio, details, and amount. In this case we have two entries in the books of Sri Govind. Sri Govind is a trader. He need to record two entries in his book of returning goods. He purchased goods from someone, then he returned goods to him. So he need to record both of the entries into the purchase return book. So how we will record? First thing is, return goods to Ram Krishnan and Sons for 2000 trade discount. First, whom we are returning and whom we dealing, we need to put the name of that person first, that is Ram Krishnan and Sons on date of April 15. What we return goods, an amount of 2000. So we do not know the specification that what type of goods, so we will directly post in the name of Ramakrishnan and Sons, that is 2000. Less trade discount means we got a discount also from Ramson. So now when we are returning that goods, we need to deduct that discount, that is less trade discount at the rate 10%, that is 200, total is 1800, and in outer column we need to put 1800. So this is how we post entries into the purchase return book. After this, as we know, we need to close the entry for Ram and Krishna. Done. For amount we use double line to closure of account. This is how we close the account. So this is the entry for purchase return. We have a trader, the name of the trader is Sri Govind, and we are returning goods to the Krishna and Sons. So in next entry that we have on April 20, We returned the Sri Govind returned goods to Gopal and Sons for 5,000 as the goods were not as per sample. There is another specification that they given that we are returning these goods because these are not as per the sample that you provided to us. So we have discussed already that we have few circumstances in case of we return the goods, like goods are not as per sample, or goods may be defective or not as per order, or may be delivered late. So as per the circumstances they return goods, and the circumstance in this transaction is that the goods is not as per the sample. So whom we are returning goods, first we need to put the name Gopal and Sons. We do not have specification of goods, so we do not need to give a detail of specification here. We directly post the amount in the name of the Gopal and Sons, that is 5,000. In this entry we do not have any trade discount, packaging charges or anything, so we will just put an total amount, that is 5,000, and we need to close this account by double cross, single cross by here, and double line by there. In case of amount we use double line to close the account. Then we need to put this 5,000 on outer column. So this is how we post entries into the purchase return book. After this we need to totalize our sum, that is 6,800. Now we need to send this amount into the purchase return account. Purchase return account, purchase return account credit. So as we know, we have debit balance of purchase and credit balance for purchase return. Why we send this amount into the purchase return account? Because in case of purchase return we have many type of return. These return are only those return that we have on credit basis. We might have return on cash basis also. So we have a separate ledger account, that is purchase return account, in which we record all the purchase returns that may be on either on cash basis, that may be either on credit basis. So this is these are the entries those we need to post in purchase return book. And how we post these entries, this is the format for how to post entries into the purchase return book. After purchase return book we have another book, that is sales return book. Same as purchase return book, in sales return book we also record returns, but in this case we received return back our goods. When we are selling goods, we might be get our goods back also, because will have same circumstances as we have in case of purchase. Might be our good that we deliver to the anyone may be defective, maybe they found not according to the sample, maybe they found these goods are not according to their order. So in case of sales book also, sales return book also, so in case of sales return book also we have to maintain an book that in which we can record all the returns of sales. So sale return book is maintained to record goods or material returned by the purchaser that has been sold on credit. Main thing is that the good has been sold on credit, because other than the sale that is on cash basis or that is on through any other instrument, or maybe sale of an asset, we will not record into the sales return book. Sales return book is only for those transactions that we have on credit basis. Next is the book is maintained if the return is of goods is frequent, otherwise it cannot be recorded into the journal. As I told, it will record only sales return of goods, not sale return of an asset, because we have to make and distinguish between sales of goods and sales of an asset. These books are only for sales of goods or sales return of goods, not for sale of an asset. For sale of an asset we have a different book, that is journal proper book. When we are getting back our goods from the seller, we are getting a debit note, but in case of selling we will send a credit note to the purchaser. A credit note is prepared when goods are returned by the purchaser and on the basis of entries recorded in the sales return book. Same it is as the purchase return book. There we are receiving debit note, here we are sending credit note to the purchaser. So credit note is a document evidencing that a credit entry has been made to the account of the debtor. That we are making an reverse entry in your account because you returned a number of goods to us. Because when we are selling goods, the entry will be the vendor name who is purchasing from us debit to sales account. But now when he returned to the goods, he will not remain in our account as the same amount he purchased from us. Now he will have less to pay us because he returned some of the amount of goods. So we need to make an credit entry in his book, and we need to send an evidence to him that we made an credit entry in your book. So as per the debit note, this is format of credit note. First is Nokia instrument, credit note to the Subiksha management because we sold goods to the Subiksha management. So this is the address, and they returned goods to us, that is 50 mobile set. Less trade discount, might be we allowed a discount to the Subiksha mobile company, so we need to deduct that also. So this is the format for credit note. Now we will discuss about the format for the sales return book. Sales return book format is also same as the purchase return book. That is also date, particular, credit note, ledger folio, details and amount. The little differences of this one, that is credit note. In case of purchase return book, we have debit note instead of credit note. So this is the format of sales return book in which we record the transaction. Okay, as we have discussed about the sales return book, what do you mean by sales return book and what type of entries we record into the sales return book? So, and what you mean by credit note also. So now we need to now we need to know how to post entry into the sales return book, as we already have discussed about the purchase return book, and sales return book format is also same, but there is a little change of credit and debit note. In purchase return book we have debit note, in sales return book we have credit note. So now we will post these entries into the sales return book. So let we know how to post entries into the sales return book. These are the books, the person whom we are preparing, that is Lal and Company from Delhi. The person is need to prepare his sales return book. He have two transactions, that on April 6 and April 12. On that day he received his good returned back from the customer. He sold goods to them, then he is receiving back their goods. So first entry that we need to post, that is on April 6. Goods returned by Ganga Prasad and Company, Delhi. Two fans at the rate 1000 each, less trade discount. So the Ganga Prasad returned goods to the Lal and Company. So first, because we are preparing the book of Lal and Company, so we need to put the name of that person who is returning goods to the Lal and Company. So Ganga Prasad is returning goods to the Lal and Company, so we need to put the name of Ganga Prasad. And Company. What he returned, we have specification, that is two fans, so we will put two table fan at the rate 1000 per unit. So the total amount will go in column of detail, that is 2000. In case of when they do not mention what type of goods they are returning, we will put the amount in front of name of the Ganga Prasad and Company. But now we have a specification that what type of goods he is returning. He is returning two table fans, so we will put entries for two table fans, that is 2000. And the another transaction that we have on that day, that is trade discount, so we will deduct trade discount also at the rate 15%, that is 300. So there will be the total is 1700, and that will go in outer column. These amount of goods Ganga Prasad is returning to the Lal and Company. So he need to separately mention about trade discount also, because earlier he allowed trade discount to the Ganga Prasad. Now he have to return it back. Now we need to close the account. In case of particular, we need to put only a single line, but in case of amount, we need to put double line. Yeah, this is the account closure by post two lines simultaneously. Another entry, the for goods return, is from Prabhat Electricals. We sold Lal and Company sold goods to the Prabhat Electrical. Now Prabhat Electrical returning goods to the Lal and Company. So we need to post entry for this also. First we need to post date April 12, Prabhat Electrical returning defective room cooler. So we got that we sold him room cooler, and the amount is 4250. Now in this entry we also have specification why Prabhat returning goods. He is returning goods because of defectiveness of goods. As we have earlier discussed that maybe there are a number of circumstances in which we can receive our goods back or we can send goods back. So in this case Prabhat Electricals found some defectiveness in our goods, so they are returning our goods. So we sold only a room cooler to the Prabhat and we do not have any discount or any other transaction on the name of Prabhat. So we will close the account by posting double line. Now we need to post that amount in outer column, that is 4250. Then we need to totalize the sum that we need to send to sales return account, because this is sales return book. Now we need to transfer the total of the all sales return that we have got on the credit basis, that is on last date of the month, that is April 30. Sales return account, and as we know sales account have a opening credit balance and sales return have a debit balance, so we will put debit. So this is how we post entries into the sales return book. In sales return book we take only those entries in consideration which are on credit basis.